Ladies and gentlemen of the media, good afternoon. I welcome you all on behalf of O.P. Jindal Global University and thank you for joining me to introduce our founding Vice Chancellor, Dr. C. Rajkumar, and the Dean of Jindal School of Journalism and Communication, Professor Tom Goldstein.
Presence here. The purpose of this press meet was to really, articulate a 10-point growth and development and reform plan for Indian universities, which will ultimately help Indian universities to reach global excellence and also be part of international rankings. The broader context of this press conference was a recognition that we simply cannot build a $5 trillion economy without focusing on the human capital and the human development potential that has to emanate out of our universities. Important objective that we assess, particularly for private universities, to ensure that they don't have any management quota, but also public universities to have a transparent method. There is time for talking about an entrance examination that has a potential for students across the country to be able to be part of it. This is a very important issue because right now this is also affecting many admissions processes in the universities. The fifth is internationalization. I mean, this is a very important element because we know that it has been lamented by our Prime Minister, but also many other education leaders, that not a single Indian university is one among the top 100 in the world. While there are universities in China, in Singapore, in Hong Kong, in South Korea, in Taipei, which do figure in the top 100 in the world. So one of the most important elements of that is our relatively, let's say, indifferent approach towards internationalization. We need to develop a stronger sense of internationalization in our campus, internationalization with regard to faculty, students, staff, research, curriculum, partnerships, collaborations, inward mobility, immersion programs, exchange programs, you name it. There has to be a stronger impetus given to internationalization, which ought to become the heart of institutional building. The sixth is something which we have also struggled in India, which is about hiring of outstanding faculty members and inspiring teachers as academics who are prolific researchers as well. IIMs have over 30% of the country, have over 50% faculty positions lying vacant, unfilled for several years. We need to not only ensure that we fill up these positions, but we also need to attract the best minds in our country to be able to attract them to come into academia. This is a major challenge that we are facing. The best minds of India are entering into many other sectors, including in the past in the government, but also more recently in the private sector. They take up so many other positions, and that's good, but we need to attract some of the bright minds into academia so that they can pursue teaching and research. And academia, and I've assumed the leadership role today in India as the Dean of the Jindal School of Journalism and Communication. I have requested him to share some of his own experiences from his American higher education. He graduated from Yale University and Columbia University, so he has studied and worked in distinguished institutions, which I think can help us understand some of the challenges that we are facing, but hopefully to draw inspiration from institutions in other parts of the world, including in the United States. Thank you very much.
As a former reporter, I'm much more comfortable sitting where you are than standing where I am. And I'm here to reinforce the larger points that Raj has made. I'm new to India, but I'm not new to higher education. I've been involved in some form of higher education at many of the top-notch U.S. for more than 6 decades, sort of preparing and thinking about what I would say a major part of my life has been affiliated with universities. And I thought deeply about them. And I am absolutely convinced that a quality education is the single most important factor in assuring social mobility, social progress, and prosperity. That is true, it's equally true in India. And just as a note, I mean, I've lived in California now for more or less 3 decades, and I arrived at the dawn of the knowledge economy, the burgeoning of the knowledge economy.
As well, so please feel free to ask him.
Been declared as an institution of eminence. As you know, one of the big proposals or plans for the Modi government was to declare 10 public and 10 private institutions to be institutions of eminence. They went through an elaborate process for the last 2 years, and we are one of the 8 existing private universities and 10 existing public universities which have been declared as institutions of eminence. As an effort to expand our programs, we have launched several new programs in recent times. The Journalism School and the BA in Journalism is one such program, but also in the forthcoming year, we have started the BA in Legal Studies in addition to our regular law school programs. We've also launched a BA in Social Science and Policy in our Public Policy School. We've launched a BA in Political Science in our School of International Affairs, and also a Masters in Economics program. So these are some of our newer programs. We of course have existing programs in the 8 different schools that we have, including in law, business, international affairs, public policy, liberal arts, journalism, architecture, and banking and finance.